be super happy. And go.
Jason and Trey, the clapper. One more time. Thank you.
Great, now I've got the clap.
Yes. Ready?
Yeah, here, ready? Here, no, here, face me. So like this.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Nope, I'm doing it 50.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah! Woohoo! All right, so who are you?
I'm Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Hey, what's your name?
Jason who? Trey.
Jason who? No, I'm not Chinese. Yeah, Trey. So this is going off to a great start.
All right.
We've already met, but anyway. So Trey, tell the people watching this about you and your channel.
All right. My channel and website is called Gear Gods. You can find us at geargods.net or YouTube, /Gear Gods. Anyway, we do all kinds of stuff. We do gear reviews, we do artist interviews, guitar lessons, the whole shebang,
Nice.
Music theory lessons. Rig rundowns is a big one for us. Like we do this series called Rigged, where we just go through the band's entire rig, like guitar, bass, drums, vocals, keyboards, anything.
How long has your channel been going for?
I think we're working on 4 years now.
And roughly how many subscribers?
We're about to hit 80,000.
Wow, that's big time,
Pretty
dude.
cool. Yeah, it's been a really good year. I was hoping to hit 100K by the end of the year. It'd be a stretch.
How many guys in the Gear God network?
Well, I'm the editor-in-chief, so I'm the head honcho. But we have a senior editor and a guy who does like keyboard and pro audio reviews, and I have 6 interns.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we've got a drum guy coming in, all kinds of stuff. It's pretty awesome.
It's becoming a pretty big thing.
Yeah, we've been, kind of blowing up a little bit.
Good on you.
I don't want to say really blowing up because you never know what's coming tomorrow. You got to get that play button.
That's 1 million subscribers to get that though.
No, 100,000.
Oh, is
it? For the silver one.
Oh, okay.
I think you get a gold one.
Yeah, you get a. I saw Peter McKinnon got it recently.
That's the that's the goal.
Dream,
that's the dream.
Yeah.
So the main thing, numbers aside, I just love the crap out of it because, obviously it's kind of my universe, and we're doing something that nobody else is doing, in the sense that there's a lot of gear channels. And there's a lot of music channels, and same with websites, metal channels, music channels. We're the only ones who are doing gear specifically for metal and metalheads.
Hence why we're having this discussion today.
Right. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
So so tell me about your channel and what you do.
All right. Well, my channel used to be called Ishibashi Music English YouTube channel because for 4.5 years almost, I worked for Ishibashi Music in Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
I instigated a YouTube channel of my own, which since having left, they actually allowed me to keep. So I've got all my subscribers.
Oh, great.
But currently, I don't know what's going to happen with this yet. This hasn't been decided. Every single video that I had an Ishibashi t-shirt on or was Ishibashi related, they've asked me to set to private. So I've gone from like 1.4 million views down to 500 and something thousand views overnight because I had to take off 100 odd videos.
Yeah.
So I haven't deleted them. They're just set to private for now, and hopefully we can work things
and that
out.
takes your view count, overall view count down.
Everything.
If it's
set to private.
Interesting.
Yeah, if it's set to unlisted, you're fine, but if it's set to private, I didn't know this, but I learnt the hard way. I had nothing I could do about it, so I had to follow the rules. But I'm still living in Tokyo, and I'm also a concert videographer.
Oh, cool.
Have you ever seen, you may have seen it, the Steve Vai video where it's him in Tokyo and he's got the GoPro stuck underneath his guitar pointing up at him?
I don't know that I have.
Well, that was
But
me
that sounds like something that I would like to see because I love Steve Vai.
There you go.
And I love GoPros.
Are you a Guthrie Govan fan?
Yeah.
So do you by any chance have the Last Aristocrats DVD, the Culture Clash Live DVD? Or have you seen
No, but I think I saw some clips.
If you've seen the stuff in Japan with 20 GoPros around the stage, that was all me.
Cool.
Jordan Rudis at NAMM 2015 doing the introduction to the Korg Kronos 2.
Yes.
That was me.
Yes, I have seen that. Because our guy Alex, hi Alex, did an extensive review of the Kronos on our channel.
Nice.
And it's, I mean, it's a great keyboard.
Hi Alex, I'm a keyboard player as well as a guitar player, mate, so I'm right there with you.
Oh yeah, and if you like metal, you and Alex would get along great.
Nice.
You know, because he's specifically a keyboard tone or sound design freak.
Too.
You know, he's got everybody's sounds just like.
See, that's the thing. In. You've got two generally schools of keyboard player. You've got the guys like Alex and myself who can do tones, and then you've got the guys who can just play like monsters. Yeah. Not many of them can do both.
Can do both, right?
Jordan Rudis is one of the few, and probably the best in the world at doing both.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I thought of that.
Yeah, Jordan's a very good friend of mine, and
I would say another one. Well, speaking of Dream Theater keyboardist, Derek Shrinian, is we did one of our episodes of Rigged at his house, and like dude's got a what's the fucking organ?
Yeah, the Hammond.
Yeah, he's got a Hammond B3 going through a Marshall head.
Maybe I saw that video.
You might have.
Was it actually not being presented by an interviewer? It was just Derek walking around the studio?
Yeah, I wasn't in it.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, that's his home studio, and the sounds he gets are unreal.
Oh yeah,
because he's also running his Nord synth through a bunch of pedals and then into the Marshall head, and it just sounds like fucking gold. We were standing there like, oh god, and he of course is amazing,
and he can play like seriously play.
Yeah, very original, cool sound. Have you heard his new band? Sons of Apollo.
I was sitting down with Bumblefoot in the store like 4 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh.
So me and Ron are buddies from way back, and he actually sat down, we had a chat about all that, and funny enough, that was the last video I filmed in the store, and it has never been released.
Oh my gosh.
And I want to release it. I might have to like blur out the t-shirt, I don't know, work something out, but yeah, we had a chat about Sons of Apollo.
Dude, have you heard the album though?
I've heard Times of the Sign. What?
Sign of the Times?
So, no, it's not called Sign of the Times. Signs of the Time, I think. They've made the name a little bit odd, but that's brilliant. I don't know. I've listened to it so many times.
I heard somebody played the album for me, like a pre-release copy.
It's not out till October 20.
Yeah, I'm a music journalist, bro. Yeah, so like in my opinion, so I love Dream Theater.
Me too.
Okay, we were just sitting here jamming on Dream Theater a little bit, but like. This album is like the Dream Theater album they should have made in the last 10 years. Like, it's fucking...
So, being that we're both Dream Theater fans, what's your favorite Dream Theater album?
Oh, my favorite album is Scenes from Memory, hands down.
That's not an album, it's an EP. But even still, I know what you're saying.
No.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking change of
You high, son.
Yeah, I screwed up.
No,
so
okay.
For you, it's... Even though it's not a 7 string.
Or.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, everything about that album is on point for me. Like, I am not the biggest James LaBrie fan, but on that album, he sounds great. I mean, he's hit or miss. He sounds amazing on that album. Just the songwriting, I think, is the best they've ever done. The most interesting.
Well, they were so energized when Jordan joined the band as well. Yeah. That really changed things.
And the storyline is great. It's like, okay, like the new album, they just went overboard with the storyline. I think it's too much. Yeah.
Really?
I haven't even heard the whole thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I own every Dream Theater album. I've been a fan for 15 years. I couldn't even go through the whole thing. Anyway, don't tell John. But just everything about it was so iconic for me. Like the tones, the production. Just hits me on all the right levels.
Nice.
And I'm like not the kind of guy who will sit down and learn a ton of songs off an album that I love, because that tends to like ruin it for me. But I did learn a couple of them. Well, I can't even do it on the 7th string.
Of course.
Not the most exciting one, but I played that one a bunch. Oh, and of course. Is that the right fucking key? I never played it on the 7th string.
Yeah, that's right.
Fuck, can't play it in real time. There it is.
Nice execution.
Haven't played it in like 8 years, okay? So
wow.
But yeah, love that shit, you know?
That's a good
like,
album.
That kind of a line, it's so...
That line is so good.
It just hits the... Oh, I did it wrong. I played it right when I played it fast, and then I can't play it slow. Like Lydian sounds, I just love, like, you know, just that sharp 11 sound, like that gets me every time. And that was like my first introduction to that kind of a sound.
Oh, really?
You know?
See, I'm much earlier than you. I first heard Dream Theater in February of '92.
Oh, wow.
So my introduction to Dream Theater was...
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, that was my introduction.
Well, that's, of course, also a great album. Lots of great songs on there.
My favorite Dream Theater album? I love
man.
Awake. Awake is...
Yeah, man, I can't get enough of that shit.
Funny story. I played Erotomania at a friend's exam for passing music school, and I played keys on that.
Wow.
So, like...
Oh, you must be pretty fucking good then.
Well, I knew how to play it, but that was like 95, I think we did that, 96. Oh, no, hang on. Sorry, it was 97, 98. That's right, it definitely was, because, you know, the funny thing, the way I remember it, I remember the ex that I was with at the time.
Oh, no.
Isn't that scary? That's how I play
Remember her standing in the crowd?
No, I don't remember anything about her there. I just remember that she was in my life at the time we did the performance, that's all, because I remember rehearsing it at home. But, yeah, so I played keys on that, which was very difficult.
Yeah.
Like,
that's big
that's
stuff.
Kevin Moore. I've never heard anyone play it on guitar before.
Yeah, just a bunch of sus. I don't know that that's 100% right. That's how I do. It
actually goes down. Like, I can play it on keys perfectly for that bit, at least I remember that one.
Yeah, man, like, that to me is like golden era Dream Theater. Like, they have put out some really great stuff since then.
Sure.
For sure.
Like Train of Thought.
Yeah. Oh, there's tons of great stuff. Like, and even the self-titled one, the one before the most recent one. I love that album.
Yeah, it's a very good album.
And you know, obviously now there's like they're kind of split into two eras of Dream Theater. You know, Portnoy and Mangini.
Yeah.
And
it's funny, none of the keyboard players did that, just the drummers.
Right. Well, I think it's because honestly, Portnoy was like a huge creative force in the band, and Mangini is a crazy sick drummer, but I think that a lot of it was kind of in the way that in the Beatles there was John and Paul, in Dream Theater there was John and Mike.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody in the band had a creative influence, but you could tell that the two of them like the kind of tension, push and pull, and and Portnoy, from what I can tell, is like a real intense dude, and like I think he gets really passionate about and excited about like having things a certain way, and Mangini seems more like he's just kind of doing the band thing and playing the songs that they write.
Happy to be there.
I mean, on this last album, Jordan and John just wrote the whole thing. They just like went off and then basically presented it. And I don't know if Mangini wrote all of his own parts or what, but on what's the one where he's on a unicycle?
Yeah,
the first Mangini album.
Yes.
He just learned the program drum parts that they
Yeah, I heard
did.
about that.
So, you know, obviously he's got less creative input than Portnoy had. You know, they're sitting there working out the songs in real time.
Portnoy's an original owner member of the band.
Yeah.
You know, that's a difference. Mind you, though, have you seen any of the footage of Mike Portnoy's Shattered Fortress playing with Haken and Eric Giles?
I haven't, but I heard it's sick.
You haven't seen it?
No, I gotta see it.
Dude, are you a Haken fan?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't listened to them as much as I should, but
shame on you, sir.
Everybody says the same
shame
thing.
on you.
I know.
For those of you out there who don't know, Haken are freaking awesome. Haken, like the word taken, but with a H instead of a T.
Yeah.
Haken are a 6-piece band. So how's this? This is like an ultimate lineup in my book, being a guitarist, keyboard player. Lead singer, bass player, drummer, lead guitar player, keyboard player. Then Richard Henschel, who's this guy who started the band, is both a guitarist and a keyboard player.
Wow.
And every single member of the band sings.
Oh, damn.
So we're talking like the lead vocalist. Some people don't like, much like James LaBrie, some people don't like his voice, but he's a very, very good singer. Like, he's a really good singer.
Right.
One of my friends, unfortunately, says that he sounds like a Muppet.
Rough beans.
But the thing is, Ross Jennings has got a very good voice, a really good voice. It's just something in his tone some people don't like. Much like Geddy Lee, some people don't like Geddy Lee.
Yeah.
I love listening to Rush.
I mean,
Fucking great
I've
band.
heard Haken a couple times, and I always have this like, oh, I should listen to this band a lot more.
Yeah.
I didn't think he sounded weird, but
Well, it's like basically.
but I also have listened to a fair amount of Rush, so
Well, there you go.
and Coheed, you know.
That's another one. Porcupine Tree meets Dream Theater is kind of Haken.
Okay.
Because, you know, Porcupine Tree is so beautifully atmospheric like Pink Floyd and Queensryche, to that matter. And then Dream Theater and Symphony X and so many other bands have the chops. So these guys in Haken have the chops, like, to burn. But, God, they can write good songs. And they can do some beautiful, beautiful atmospheric pieces.
Yeah, you know, recently that's been like a much more important thing in my book, like, because I like listened to so much Dream Theater since I was probably 15 or 16 maybe. I kind of like went a little too far in the prog direction.
Have you listened to Terror Maze?
No.
Oh,
Terror Maze.
Australian band.
I've definitely heard of them, but
You're going to love it, especially the guitar player. You'll
but
love him.
it's just like I'm recently gravitating much more strongly to well-written songs than prog wankery, which
That's why you'll like
love.
Terror Maze.
Oh, good. That's what I'm all about. Because, like, okay, recently, like, my favorite band is Amaranth. Have you listened to them? 3 singers, Swedish metal band.
Is that the one that has the girl with the kind of half blue hair in the band, or is that Aaron
No. I don't know. That might be somebody else. She doesn't have blue hair.
Okay. So there is a girl in the band?
Yeah. So they have 3 lead singers. A girl who kind of sounds like a metal Celine Dion, and then they have like a guy who kind of sounds like Bon Jovi, a little like a rock kind of power metal singer.
Is like a type of
and
singer?
then there's the 3rd guy is like the death metal singer.
Yeah, I couldn't get
And then-
it is the same band. I couldn't get into them. To me, it was like Katy Perry metal.
Yeah, no, it's like pop music meets metal, and that's
get
what I
into
loved
it.
about it, because the songwriting is like tight,
Okay.
like
Maybe I need to
no
listen some more.
slop, you know, and they still manage to fit a like ripping guitar solo into every song.
Fair enough.
But the songs are like it's like synthesizer pop, like catchy. It's just catchy as fuck.
So it's Taylor
'Cause, like,
Swift metal.
Well, I don't know about Taylor Swift. I think Katy Perry was a more
Okay.
But unlike I think Katy Perry can sing, but unlike a lot of these pop starlets, Elise can sing her ass off. I mean, they can all sing, you know. And
How do you pronounce the band's name again?
Amaranth.
Yeah, I thought it was Aramanat. I must have read it wrong. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Same band. Maybe I'll have to give them another go.
You know, well, you just got to think of it. It's basically like they're pop songs played by a metal band. If you think of it like that, and you don't go into it thinking like they're going to be like Morbid Angel or something, or like Prog or anything like that. It's not like that. Oh yeah, you didn't tell us what you actually do.
Okay, so aside from doing the concept video stuff, I do run a YouTube channel, which is the one that I kept from Ishibashi. My channel name, I actually got a new URL recently, and the URL structure's changed on YouTube because there's been so many users.
Right.
Now they've had to add things. So my URL is now youtube.com/C/Jason McNamara.
Oh wow.
Which is
Interesting.
odd. I'd never seen a /C before. So, and my channel currently doesn't have a lot of content on it because I had to take so much off. But my website, which is jasonmcnamara.net, has stuff that I've done with other people as well. So, for example, Shane Garlis is a drummer who used to play with Yngwie Malmsteen. He used to play with Michael Schenker. Has now, for the last 15 odd years, been playing with the biggest rock band in Japan.
Oh wow.
So he comes into the country and he literally gets up on stage at like baseball stadiums and massive arena venues and stuff like that. And he's a good dude. So he did some clinics for Pearl, because he plays Pearl's Crystal Planet series. I think it's Crystal what Planet, I think. Sorry, I might have the name wrong. The see-through Perspex ones.
Right.
And I put 15 GoPros around him. I own 18 GoPros. So, and I put 15 GoPros around just one dude.
Wow.
And edited the crap out of it. And so that's on my channel. And then there was things like at NAMM this year. Mark Wood, the electric violinist, his son Elijah Wood plays drums with Shania Twain. And plays
His kid's name is Elijah Wood.
I know, but it was before the Hobbits. Or before the movie version of the Hobbits. So, yeah, I know, he's not the Hobbit. He's not that one.
But I'm sure he loves that.
Yeah, I'm sure he's so sick of it. But they did a performance at NAMM and Jordan got up with them.
Oh, wow.
And they did the very opening song that they did was a tribute to Keith Emerson, who I got to interview at NAMM in 2015. I was the only dude at NAMM that got to interview Keith Emerson.
And
so
nobody else ever will.
Dude, no. Unfortunately, no. But that's a whole nother story. So
you got some awesome, a lot of great live footage on there is what you're saying.
Yeah,
cool.
Basically.
So when you do videos, what like for yourself, like what are they? Like what were you doing for the Ishibashi stuff?
So for Ishibashi, I was doing interviews with artists and I was doing product demos. I was doing, one of my most fun ones that I got to do was, I'm a huge Gary Moore fan. Gary is my god. Right? How old are you?
33.
Okay, I'm 45, so slightly earlier generation. And Gary Moore, I discovered him in 85. Blew my mind. And there's the song Out in the Fields. Do you know that song at all?
Can you play a bit?
The chorus. Chorus is, in the fields, the fighting has begun on the streets.
No, I don't know that.
It's a famous song from '85. Him and Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy, who was in Thin Lizzy with, got together and did that. Cool. So what I actually did was I put the video up in the top corner of the screen of the original clip, and I put my cameras all around my guitar and copied shot for shot the guitar solo. And replicated that.
That's cool.
So I really enjoyed doing that. So that's kind of the video thing that I do. Is I do, I guess, a lot more deeper editing than most of the people that are here at GuitCon, because that's just my nature of doing this stuff. And I got into it because I was watching other concept videos and going, this is not good. You know, as a guitar player, there's nothing worse than like the Whitesnake video from London, I think it was. Doug Aldridge is over on David Coverdale's left-hand side, and everyone loves Doug Aldridge. Reb Beach was on the right-hand side, and there ain't nothing wrong with Reb Beach as a guitar player, but all the cameras were ready for every time Doug Aldridge would do a solo. So Doug Aldridge comes on, and you see these great shots of Doug being phenomenal. Poor Reb would get up and do a solo, and you'd see they'd be showing Doug or someone else, and then it's kind of like the furthest away view from them finally got onto him, and then right near the last bars of his solo, they finally got a camera in
that
place.
Sucks.
And things like that inspired me to use GoPros to have things ready at all times, plus using other cameras as well.
Yeah.
So I take an army of GoPros and regular cameras and put it all together and go all out.
That's awesome. Well, I hope someday that my band will come to Japan and you'll film the crap out of
That'd
me.
be nice. What's the band's name?
Oh, we're called In Virtue.
Nice.
It's a I mean, it's a band we've been around for like 10 years, but we sort of just started over from scratch to a certain extent.
Cool.
So we've got a new single, we filmed the music video.
Great.
Hopefully it'll be out early next year.
Well, here you go. I actually went to LA in May and did a music video for the new Sweet and Lynch album.
Oh, wow.
So I actually shot their music video for the first single. Well, actually, I don't know if it's the first single, but it's the first one I've actually done an actual music video for, which is called Walk.
Okay.
So it was James Lomenzo on bass, Michael Sweet on vocals and guitar, and George Lynch on guitar, but unfortunately Brian Tichy couldn't make it, so a friend of mine from my hometown who happened to be in Adelaide came and did the video.
Oh, great.
So, and that's going to be out late October, early November.
Cool.
So really
we'll look for
pumped
that.
about So, yeah.
All right, dude. Well, let's call it. Hey.
Nice chatting,
Really great
Trey.
talking to you, dude.
Likewise.
Check out Jason's I mean, if you're watching this, you're watching it on Jason's channel.
True
so
that.
smash that subscribe button.
I
and
like to hear
then, you know, come find Gear Gods. We're
Please.
everywhere.
Exactly. Rock on!
Bye.